Colin. The Kingsman. You fucking what? So The Kingsman, The Secret Service is directed by Matthew Vaughn and it stars Taron Egerton, Samuel L. Jackson, Colin Firth, Michael Caine, and also has a little cameo by Luke Skywalker himself, Mark Hamill. The movie pretty much revolves around Taron Egerton's character pretty much going from this nobody, this guy who's got a lot of talent but doesn't know what to do with it, and he's just getting caught up on all sorts of wrong shit and just doesn't know what he wants to do with his life, and it just follows him, and Colin Firth comes over and he's like, I think you have something special. I worked with your dad once. Come be a badass. And he's like, alright, I'll be a badass, I can do that. And so he does that, and that's what the movie is. It's really about Taron Egerton's character, Eggy's, rise from where he was to being part of the Kingsman Secret Service and learning and developing, while at the same time having, Samuel L. Jackson concoct his little plan over here to, destroy the world and restart anew and be a spy movie villain, be an over-dramatic Bond villain is really what he is. Now, if there's one thing I have to say about this movie, it is fucking fun. I had so much fun just sitting there watching scene by scene go by, action scene, talking scene, dramatic scene, whatever it was. I was invested. From the very beginning, I was invested in the character, I was invested in their mission, I was invested in what they were doing, I was invested in who they were. Is it going to win an Oscar? Is it going to fucking get Best Actor? Is it going to get Best Supporting Actor? No, it's not. But it was a fun movie that you could follow, that you could enjoy, and that had a lot of talent, had a lot of charisma, had a lot of good dialogue, had awesome action scenes, and was just a hell of a lot of fun to watch. Now, as I was saying, Taron Egerton's character, Eggy, is really, he's the main character, he's your protagonist, he's the one who you follow, who you see it through the movie pretty much through his eyes, he's the guy you follow, you root for. And this Taron Egerton, I really don't know anything about him, but he's got a lot of talent. I mean, you're going to be seeing this guy in a lot more things. The scenes he had that were supposed to be funny were funny, they made me laugh. The scenes where he was dramatic and was serious and made you want to give a shit, you gave a shit. He was very good in those dramatic scenes, so I want to see what he can do following this, and I'm very eager, no pun intended, I'm very interested to see what he does. Colin Firth is Colin Firth, we saw him in The King's Speech, we saw him in Bridget Jones's Diary, I've not seen those. But we've seen him in those movies and we know how good he is. He's a great actor, he knows his role so perfectly and he can get away with it. He can get away with the gentleman who walks along and then turn into a kick-ass character. We know he can do that. That's exactly what he does. It was awesome. And then to me, you've probably got the show stealer and Samuel L. Jackson. I mean, he was fucking awesome as this villain. He was an awesome spy movie villain. And they reference it so many times in the movie being like, this is just like an old spy action movie. And you guys love it. And that's exactly what it is. I loved Samuel L. Jackson in this role. He was so funny, he was witty, I don't know who came up with the character. I don't know if it was him. I don't know if it was Matthew Vaughn. I don't know if it was the other cast. I don't know if it was the producers, the studio, whoever it was. But someone, one day, sat down and was like, you know what would work well? Samuel L. Jackson doesn't want to kick ass, hates violence, and talks like Mike Tyson. I'm onto something. And that's what happens, and it works beautifully. It works so well. You wouldn't think that Samuel L. Jackson, not kicking ass, not enjoying violence, not trying to kick everybody ass in the room, and talking like Mike Tyson would be fucking great, but he does it so well. You could see how much fun. We're coming back to that big F word, fun. That's what all the characters in this movie were having, and none more than Samuel L. Jackson. You knew he was having a blast every time he was on set. You knew he was having a blast every scene he had to film, and it just worked so perfectly. Samuel L. Jackson, honestly, he probably had the best, to me, had the most enjoyable and funniest bits of dialogue in the entire movie, and it really blended well. And then you have Michael Caine, who, of course, he's going to be good. He's Michael fucking Caine. He's going to be good in whatever he did. He wasn't in it much, but what he did, I thoroughly enjoyed, and hats off to Michael Caine. He adapts to any role he needs to adapt to. I will say, though, that the side characters, the other guys that, Eggy's like going against for this Kingsman's role, this position he's going for against all these other applicants, some of them are just disposable. You're just like, get the dick off the screen. So cliche. They were so cliche dicks. Stuck up, snotty, rich person dicks. But I think one of the biggest compliments I can give this film is how it was filmed, how it was shot. The angles, the action scenes were just amazing. Honestly, it reminds me of like a Zombieland, even though it's the director of Kick-Ass, but it really did remind me of that Zombieland, the slow down, the close-ups of people getting their heads taken off, and And when you see just rooms of senators and important people's head just burst into fucking fireworks and fucking paint and shit, it is... That shit was good. Props to whoever came up with the idea of blowing every important person's head up. Good shit. But you know what's funny? I find what's funny is Samuel L. Jackson had this list of people who was trying to get under his influence, and those eventually were the people that had their heads blown off, and the Queen was at the top, and it had a tick. So did they kill the Queen? I just want to know, did they kill the Queen? Overall, guys, this movie was fun, it was enjoyable, it had some great action, it had some great acting, it had some great dramatic moments that you actually get invested in, and the message in the end is pretty simple. The message is, if you want to do something, go out and do it. You don't need to be held down by the position you're in, by how you were born, by where you were born, by what poverty you're in, by what class you're in life. It doesn't matter. You want to go out, you want to do something, you go out and you fucking do it. So in the end, guys, this movie was pretty much kick-ass, meets James Bond. Old school James Bond though, not the new Skyfall James Bond, but the old school Goldfinger, gadgets and weapons and cool shit and cool deaths and stuff. That meets kick-ass. Fuck yes, I'm in. Anyway guys, that's all we got time for today. If you've enjoyed today's video, make sure you hit that like button down below. Comment down below, let me know. What did you think of Kingsman: The Secret Service? I'm interested to see what you guys think. And of course, if you want to see more movie reviews, see more everything, make sure you hit that subscribe button right down below. Really hits me here. And with that being said, guys, my name is Lane Mulligan. I'm getting out of here.